Well, hello there. My name is Sometimes Heather and I play Elder Scrolls Online. Last time, I took 2 versions of a Nightblade around the Infinite Archive, and today, I'd like to show you the new one in more detail. But first, let's take a quick look at helmets. I meant to change Senilia's headwear before entering the archive, but I totally forgot. I wore Zan's guise for that one. This helm adds to critical chance, which means it increases your chances to land a critical hit. Although that is normally really good, I wanted to boost offensive penetration instead. Here's my overall damage on the precursor while wearing Zan's guise. And here's the same stats with Grok helm on. A hefty difference despite the fact that my target dummy is a bit useless. Now, Senilia is still a Dark Elf and a Stage 4 Vampire. Wood Elf, Khajiit and Redguard should all work here. I have all of my attribute points on Stamina and am walking under the Lover boon to maximize physical and spell penetration. Let's hop on over to champion points next. I haven't changed anything in Warfare and Fitness, so in Warfare, my active stars are Master at Arms, Thaumaturge, Wrathful Strikes and Untamed Aggression. In Fitness, I have stuck with Bloody Renewal, Siphoning Spells, Rejuvenation and Boundless Vitality. In Craft, things have taken a huge turn for the fun, so do choose your favorite active stars here. I ran out of points a little bit here, so the rest will come in time. I have given Senilia the Oaken Soul, so we only have one set of swords. First, on this only weapon, we have Arterial Burst from Vampire skill line. This allows Senilia to bonk an enemy to deal a set amount of magic damage and to apply the hemorrhaging status effect. Arterial Burst deals more damage as your health drops, and below 50% health, it will always be a critical strike. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to change helms. An increase to critical chance isn't that useful when you can do constant critical by just dropping your health a bit. Next, we have a scribed ability, first of 2. Our Venomous Knife allows Senilia to toss a boomerang-like knife to deal physical damage and poison damage both instantly and over time. This also grants us Minor Force, which boosts critical damage done. This is a fun ability that does damage to many targets. It also adds to Immersion with the poison damage effect. Then we have our Blood Grace. This allows Senilia to slice her enemies to deal both instant and overtime bleed damage. Every time this hurts enemies, Senilia heals for a bit. I would really like to use this as a spammer. It's a shame it has such a long cooldown. Understandable, of course, but still regrettable. Moving on, we have our second scribed ability, Dazing Trample. This summons your mount to charge at enemies to deal both instant and overtime physical damage, stun them and apply minor vulnerability that increases damage taken. Casting this does take a bit of time, but since I've grown very fond of Trample, I decided to hold on to this one. Isn't that just adorbs? Last, we have Reaper's Mark. This applies Major Breach to an enemy, thus reducing their physical and spell resistance. When the marked enemy dies, Senilia heals to full health and gains Major Berserk, which increases damage done. Reaper's Mark is actually our way of staying alive, so do remember to use that, like, all the time. Our ultimate is the Swarming Scion. This allows Senilia to turn into a monstrous vampire while bats swarm around her, tearing enemies to shreds. Granted, this doesn't do that much damage, but it's so cool, and an excellent immersion booster. Do use your favorite ultimate here if you don't like Swarming Scion. Our abilities mostly come from Nightblade class skill lines, Dual Wield and Vampire skill lines. I would recommend getting all applicable passives from these and also passives from racial and medium armor skill lines. Let's take a look at rotation too. I like to open with Reaper's Mark, which doesn't disturb enemies, and continue with Trample while running forward. Then I use Venomous Blade and Blood Grace, and continue to spam heavy attacks and Arterial Burst until something needs refreshing. This is very simple compared to the previous version, and that, I feel, is what makes playing fun. Attack with full force and watch enemies fall. I have, as mentioned, given Sinilia the Oaken Soul Ring, a mythic item from High Isle. To obtain it, you will need to dig up 5 antiquity leads and combine them to form the ring. When worn, Oaken Soul prevents you from switching weapons and grants you minor Slayer, minor Aegis, Empower, minor Courage, major Resolve, minor Fortitude, minor Intellect, minor Endurance, major Prophecy, major Savagery, minor Protection, minor Berserk, major Sorcery, minor Force, major Brutality, minor Heroism, and minor Mending. I really like how this works with Sinilia's current combo of abilities and gear, and though this mythic isn't that popular anymore, it does make PvE a lot of fun. I have held on to Legacy of Karth. This is a craftable set from the Reach, and I have this covering all weapon and jewelry slots, except one ring that has the Oaken Soul. I have made weapons with the Nirnhound trait and jewelry with Bloodthirsty. Due to Oaken Soul, I also made one piece of medium armor. Legacy of Karth adds to critical chance, weapon and spell damage, and offensive penetration. With a full set on, enemies affected by your alchemical poisons take disease damage while the poison works. This is a fun set which really adds to poison immersion. Speaking of poisons, I still have a basic ground store poison equipped. They seem to be never ending. You can make far better ones with the alchemy skill, so do cook up your favorite poison. For our second 5-piece set, I chose Venomous Might. This is an overland set from Western Skyrim. You can farm out armor pieces or buy them from guild vendors for obscene amounts of gold. Venomous Might adds to critical chance and weapon and spell damage. With a full set on, dealing critical damage will cause your target and other enemies around to take a set amount of poison damage over 10 seconds. I love this set. It turns Sinilia from blah to exactly what I wanted. Thoroughly dripping with venom. And last, our Monster Helm. I chose Krag since it adds to offensive penetration, which gives a boost to all damage Sinilia does. The Krag Helm drops when you slay the last enemy in Fungal Grotto 1 in Veteran, which is totally soloable, by the way. My main character has been a twin dagger wielding Nightblade from day one. Riennial's build has drawn close to perfection for my gaming style, but making another similarly efficient Nightblade, one who relies on poisons rather than enchantments, has been a struggle. Getting Sinilia to this point took a lot of time, and I'm so happy I finally have a VenomBlade I enjoy playing with. I do hope you'll enjoy this one too. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all later.